Sup, everyone? I am Jordan Ramey, and I am joined by Josh Bapst, project director for Marvel's Avengers. Thank you so much for joining us today to talk about some new Marvel's Avengers content.
Absolutely. Excited to be here. Thanks for making time to speak with us as well.
Yeah, of course. Now, right before sitting down, literally right before, 10 minutes ago, I got to see a new trailer for some of the new content coming to Marvel's Avengers, the new Patrol, the new Cosmic Cube event, the new content coming in the Wakanda expansions. Lots of cool stuff. I had to mute myself so that I wouldn't embarrass everyone in the Discord call, but I have loads and loads of questions. And I really want to start with the Cosmic Cube event specifically, because this new event seems very geared towards finally taking on Monica, who's kind of been this thorn in the Avengers side for a very long time. Is this a closing chapter for an arc for Marvel's Avengers? Because it feels very final. We're finally going after the big bad who's in charge of AIM, who's kind of been around for a while, and now we're finally going after her, and it feels like a sort of end to AIM type of moment.
Yeah, we absolutely showcased our upcoming event, Cosmic Cube event, which launches next week. And yeah, in it we have our exciting new villain sector, as you said, where we'll face off against Monica Rappaccini, Scientist Supreme, in sort of a battle for control over the Cosmic Cube, which is pretty much an ultimate super weapon that she can use to bend reality itself for her will and overthrow our heroes. We're really excited about the story that we're going to be telling there, and it's part of the narrative arc that will be continuing to move forward with our future beats and roadmap. But we're partnering that on Thursday with a limited time Cosmic Threat event, where you'll be able to partake in special missions and challenges to earn unique rewards.
And that event, that mission that we're getting, is it sort of here's a little bit more story, kind of one and done thing, or is it a sort of event that you and your friends should be playing over and over again to grind up for some new rewards?
We definitely want you to be playing this both if by yourself if you'd like, but also with your friends. It'll be a multiplayer content, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it if you do so.
I say, and we've got a first look at the new Patrol that's kind of coming out, that's set in the post-apocalypse wasteland. What type of missions are people going to be able to expect from that new Patrol?
Yeah, like you said, we're really excited to have provided that sneak peek, and Wasteland Patrols will come out later this year. And in it, when players selected from the war table, they'll enter a mission where they can play against random encounters of enemies and villains in a vast landscape where there's no time restraint, so they can enjoy it at their will.
I'm looking forward to jumping back into some Marvel's Avengers, especially and I think this might be where most of my excited squeals came from when you all finally showcased Black Panther and
Absolutely.
the story beats that are going to come in the Wakanda expansion. I'm like, this looks so dope. This looks so cool. I say it looks a little bit MCU inspired in its design. What inspirations did you take in designing this T'Challa, this Wakanda?
We definitely inspired directly from the comics material, from all of the runs of Black Panther, and especially the more recent Rise of the Black Panther run.
I say I'm pretty sure that was Shuri, his sister. I'm it seems like her. She's got that spunk. She's got that personality, but I'm there's no subtitles. I can't tell who the speaker name is.
Yeah. In it, we teased Black Panther without his mask. We definitely showed Shuri in the
Mm-hmm.
throne room. We also showed Okoye and the rest of the Dora Milaje. We also teased Ulysses Claw, the main villain for this expansion. And in our story, he's ultimately trying to steal Wakanda's vibranium. It's up to you, playing as Black Panther with the rest of the Avengers and the rest of Wakanda, to stop him.
I'd say it was hard to get a gist of just how much there was just looking at the trailers. Is this something that's similar in scope to what players have seen already with the Hawkeye and Kate Bishop expansions? Is it a little bit bigger? Is it a little bit smaller?
Yeah, I think that the expansion is considerable in size to the past two operations that we've done, both between Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, and we're excited about continuing offering additional content on the monthly basis in which we've been doing it. We see that continuing into the future.
It's like I'm not sure how much you can go into this, but like the fact that like Black Panther, he's not an archer. He's not like Kate and Hawkeye. Like even though they had very different skill sets, both of them had abilities and fighting powers that were very like geared around the fact that they have a bow and arrow in their tool set. Can you speak to anything about how T'Challa fits into the overall like squad makeup, like what type of character he is?
Well, we'll definitely be covering that more as we do our updates to our roadmap. But what I can say is it's been so exciting playing as Black Panther the last few months on the development project, and just celebrating the power of his suit, the Wakandan technology, the ancestral past, and just it's really a thing to watch. His both his traversal and his heroic combat. It's going to be really exciting.
Back to the Cosmic Cube event for just a little bit. Should players be like expected to grind out a little bit to prepare for it? Is there like a minimum level for it? Like, what's the way of getting into fighting against Monica?
I think it'll be content that's available to all players to partake in, and we look forward to people jumping in there and facing off against Monica.
I'll say it's definitely, since you're going up against Monica, it feels like a very post-campaign thing. Probably not something you want to dive into before you actually play the story. But should players go through Hawkeye and Kate Bishop's campaign first before jumping into the events of this upcoming event, or does it not connect too much to those post-launch stories?
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely recommend, playing through the single player campaign, playing through Kate Bishop, taking aim, playing through Hawkeye, Future Imperfect. It's just going to make the experience all the more richer. And yeah, like read the comics, look for the inspirations, have fun while you play it. And all of our stories, I'm sure you're used to seeing the quality that Crystal Dynamics has been putting out for the story of our games. And this is no exception. And every beat that we do is deliberate, intentionally moving the bar forward.
I was saying, for each one of these things that we saw in the trailer, so we can go through them one by one. So the Cosmic Cube event, the new patrol, the Wakanda content, like what's the overall goal for each of these things? Like what is the ideal for what each one of these is supposed to bring to the Marvel's Avengers experience?
The way I could answer that is generally touching on our whole focus for moving forward, and I think it's quite clear. And if there's one thing I wanted to say, it's this, which is Crystal Dynamics is absolutely dedicated to delivering the Marvel's Avengers game our fans want and deserve. We aim to deliver compelling content. We're talking about things like iconic supervillains, iconic locations from just the comics, an ever-expanding cast of heroes, and partnering that with meaningful rewards and progression that our players want and deserve.
I was saying, you kind of detailed out like a roadmap for this. Like we start in June with the Cosmic Cube event. Like people are going to be able to play the first part of this trailer like very soon. Is this kind of the plan for the rest of 2021, or is this kind of like, oh, here's like the next few months, but we have more in the pipeline after this?
Well, we definitely want to talk about the roadmap as we update it, and definitely celebrate that with the community and talk through those beats. I think there'll be a little bit of it's not necessarily that we have a formula that we want to follow, but given the timing of E3 and the Cosmic Cube event, it made a lot of sense to talk about it here, and we're really excited about it. But that's why we're also taking the same opportunity to really speak up about just the same level of excitement you have for Black Panther. We share that. And so we'd love to talk about that, and through the course of the summer, we'll be updating our roadmap and engaging in that conversation.
It's like, okay, I feel like I've done my due diligence. I feel like I've done enough of going back to talk Cosmic Cube and Patrol that I can now selfishly go back to asking you questions about Black Panther. I'm very curious. Like, it's one of those like weird, bizarre things that as we get into more and more like game as a service games like Marvel's Avengers, it's like, oh, you're going to attract like new players like months, years after the game has already come out, like, is there any way for someone to just jump straight into the Black Panther content if they're like, oh, I'm picking up Marvel's Avengers later this year, like in the holidays or something, and I would like to just jump immediately into this story just to see it because I want to try it? Or is it more like, oh no, this is post launch, like you need to grind up to this?
Yeah, we want people to participate in the content they're really excited about, and so yeah, there's no rules or restrictions for a new player jumping in and immediately playing as Black Panther and experiencing that those story missions.
I was saying, with a few now story missions under the belt, like Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, the Cosmic Cube event is coming. Black Panther after that, like the story is like beginning to fill up. Is there any plans to kind of do like here's like a quick story recap if you're like jumping in here? Is anything like that in the works, or is it more of a like the player kind of needs to fill in the blanks themselves?
Yeah, it's definitely something we talk about internally in the development team, and we'll definitely share any updates to that question as they come in the roadmap.
All right, awesome. That is all of my questions for now that don't like jump immediately into, please tell me like every single detail of the story for Black Panther so that I know what it is, because it looks very cool. I'm excited to play. Thank you, Josh, so much for putting up with my geeky antics. I'm partially like shivering in like excitement over here, and I'm really, really hoping it doesn't come in on the video that I was like bouncing on my chair in certain moments, because that'll look so unprofessional. I'm so gonna be embarrassed. But that's all the time we have. Thank you again so much for joining me and answering questions. It's been fun learning about what's coming in Marvel's Avengers with the new Patrol, with the Cosmic Cube event, with Wakanda, with Black Panther. A lot of exciting stuff, a lot of things that I think people who have been still playing the game are going to be looking forward to. And for everyone at home who is watching, remember, stay safe. And stay tuned to GameSpot for more Marvel's Avengers and Play for All content. See ya.